What's up, Broncos country? How's it going? Today, we're diving headfirst into some hot news coming out of the Denver Broncos universe. And I know you're just as hyped as I am to find out what's going down. The buzz is all about a visit from a former Los Angeles Chargers player, outside linebacker Chris Rumph II, who had a tryout with our team last week on April 11th. That's right, we're active in the market, and the Broncos are testing out new pieces to strengthen a defense. That's already making noise. So grab a beer, sink into your favorite chair, and let's break this down. Because this story could say a lot about where our team is headed. And of course, I want to hear from you in the comments. What do you think of this move? Let's go. Let me start by introducing the guy. Chris Rumph II is a 26-year-old outside linebacker, standing at 6'2", and weighing in at 245 pounds of pure muscle. He was drafted by the Chargers in the 4th round of the 2021 NFL Draft out of Duke, a school not exactly known for pumping out NFL stars, but it did produce this raw talent beast. During his time with the Chargers, Rumph played in 37 games, racking up 39 tackles, 9 QB hits, 3 sacks, and 1 forced fumble. Solid numbers, right? Especially considering he was a rotational guy, not a full-time starter, but someone who came in to make a big impact in key moments. Broncos country, you know our defense is one of the nastiest in the league, led by studs like Pat Surtain II and Zach Allen, with a pass rush that's been giving opposing quarterbacks nightmares. But depth is always key, especially at a crucial position like pass rusher. Rumph might not be a Pro Bowler yet, but he's got experience, versatility, and most importantly, that hunger to prove himself. And after spending all of last season on injured reserve, you know he's got that fire to come back strong. So what do you think? Does a guy like this fit into our scheme? Drop your takes below. According to Broncos Wire, the Broncos brought Rumph in for a tryout on April 11th, but so far he hasn't been signed. Reporter Chris Thomason from the Denver Gazette confirmed the team didn't make an immediate offer. But hold up, Broncos country, that doesn't mean the door is closed. Tryouts are super common in the NFL this time of year, as teams tweak their rosters and look for the final puzzle pieces before the draft and the season kickoff. What excites me is that the Broncos are being proactive. Bringing a guy like Rumph in for a workout shows that Sean Payton and George Paton are still looking to boost the defense, even after a season where we showed we can hang with the best. Remember that game against the Kansas City Chiefs last season when our defense completely shut down Patrick Mahomes? Yeah, we want more of that. And a guy like Rumph, who already knows the AFC West and our rivals' schemes, could be just the kind of under-the-radar move that pays off big. Now, I want to hear from you, Broncos country. Is the team smart to test out new guys, or should we focus more on the draft? And if Rumph signs, where does he fit in our rotation? Could he compete with Jonathan Cooper or Nick Bonito for snaps? Let's debate it in the comments. I know y'all have hot takes. What does Rumph bring to our scheme? All right, let me break it down. Chris Rumph II is an edge rusher whose style fits exactly what our DC Vance Joseph likes. He's quick, has a solid first step off the line, and he's one of those relentless guys who never gives up on a play. In fact, in 651 special team snaps from 2021 to 2023, he proved he can contribute outside of defense, which is a huge plus. Special teams, Broncos country, are where tight games are won or lost, and having a guy like Rumph with experience there is pure gold. Plus, the guy has an interesting background. His father, also Chris Rumph, played linebacker at South Carolina and has been coaching since 1997, with stints in the NFL. Just imagine how much football IQ Rumph II has soaked up growing up. That's the kind of intangible that doesn't show up in stats but makes a big difference in the locker room and during prep. I can picture him in our locker room chopping it up with Bonito and Jonah Ellis, learning from the vets and bringing that fresh energy. That'd be a real asset. But hey, it's not all sunshine. Rumph spent all of 2024 on IR, which raises a red flag about his health. And while his stats are solid, they're not exactly jaw-dropping. So Broncos country, the question is he a hidden gem worth betting on? Or should we look for someone who can make an immediate impact? I'm really curious to hear what you think, so drop those comments. If you've been following the Broncos, you know we're in an exciting moment. After years of QB struggles and subpar seasons, Bo Nix has brought a fresh vibe to the offense, and our defense is top tier. But let's be real, Broncos country, the AFC West is a jungle. Going up against Mahomes, Herbert, and even Aiden O'Connell, okay, maybe not as much, means we need a deep, battle-ready roster. Bringing a guy like Rumph in for a tryout shows. Sean Payton isn't just sitting back, he wants more. And that's music to our ears, right? Our defense is already a machine, 49 sacks last season, led by Bonito, 13-5, and Cooper, 10-5. But the NFL is a grind, and pass rush depth is crucial if we want to reach the playoffs and dream bigger. Remember Super Bowl 50, when Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware wrecked Cam Newton? That's the kind of heat we're trying to bring back. So, when I see the Broncos giving Rumph a look, I get hyped because it shows ambition. And you, Broncos country, are you feeling that vibe that the team's aiming for the top again? Or do you think we're already stacked on defense? Let's talk about it, because I know Broncos fans don't stay quiet. Now let's do some speculating, because that's what we do best. Right, Broncos country? Rumph didn't get an offer right after his tryout, but that doesn't mean he's off the radar. The Broncos might be waiting for the draft, April 24-26, to decide whether to go with rookies or add a vet like him. Another possibility is they're just checking the market, seeing who's available, and what shape they're in. If Rumph signs, I see him as a situational pass rusher, coming in on third downs to get after the QB, and contributing on special teams. He's not going to take Bonito or Cooper's spot, but he could be that extra spark in the rotation. And if he stays healthy, who knows? He might surprise everyone and become a hidden gem for Sean Payton. If he doesn't sign, not the end of the world. What matters is our front office is awake and working, and that's a win already. So tell me, Broncos country, what's the word? Do you think Rumph's got a shot to make the team? Or should we focus on another position like cornerback or tight end? And speaking of tight ends, how about that Evan Engram pickup? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. I want to see this video blow up with your takes. And to wrap it all up, let's zoom out and talk about the big picture. The Denver Broncos are entering a new era, Broncos country. Bo Nix is looking like the franchise QB we've been dreaming about since Peyton Manning. Our defense is flying, with Pat Surtain locking down as one of the league's top corners, and Sean Payton is bringing that winning mindset that made him a legend in New Orleans. But we know the road to the playoffs isn't easy. The AFC is stacked: Chiefs, Bills, Ravens, all elite teams. That's why every move, no matter how small, matters. Bringing in a guy like Chris Rumph II for a tryout isn't just a test. It's a message that the Broncos are hungry, and I know you are too, Broncos country. So let's make some noise. If you like this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because we've got way more content coming your way. And of course, let me know in the comments. What do you think about Rumph? Who else do you want to see join the Broncos? And what are your hopes for the draft? I'll be reading and replying to the best ones, because this is Broncos country, and we live and breathe this team. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, let's ride.